Hey, gang. Monday, last one for 2024. New Year's Eve is what, tomorrow? And this will be our last with Jane and me for both sides now. And so we're going to do a year in review. We're going to talk. We didn't get to see each other over the past holiday. So we're going to talk about what we each did. And I guess in sort of my case, what we each didn't do. And yeah, so hey there.
Hey,
Happy New Year.
welcome.
Merry,
Happy New
Merry belated
happy
Christmas.
almost New Year. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yep, yep, yep. Happy belated Merry Christmas. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to catch up
Yeah.
over your holiday, but tell me how it went for you. How was Boyertown
Um, quiet,
during your visit? Was it
uneventful. Um,
uneventful?
yeah. I just don't get it. I go up there. I'm making sure everything else is actually broadcasting. Um, I go up there and uh, I got two brothers, two sisters in law, a niece and a nephew, none of whom said boo to me the entire time I was there.
What? Were they in
Um,
Boyertown?
They were in the same house.
And they did not speak to you?
No, I inserted myself into, I think it was two conversations. And one was whether or not Kutztown was Division One ever or Division Two, and something else I forget. But that was it. I might as well not have even have been there. And I told my mom and dad, I said, I'm not doing this next year.
No
I'm not
kidding.
coming up here stressing out about my dogs who have separation anxiety away from me.
Right, of course.
And that causes me separation anxiety away from them.
Hmm.
To what?
And
To
did
not have
mom and
anybody.
did mom and dad have any kind of reaction to your
Oh, they noticed
announcement?
it, and it was the same treatment for them.
What?
And they noticed it, and it was pretty much the same treatment for them. I mean, they get the same treatment often from all six of them, unless they need something, unless those six need something.
Right, right, right.
Like the brother that lives in DC, my parents are like his permanent dog sitters.
Sitters. Yep. Yep. When they want to go away, huh? Yep.
And my brother that the middle one lives at the bottom of my parents' driveway. So if you've gone up there recently, which I think you like took mom home or something,
Yes, yes, yes.
because you're
So
going in the
I'm.
driveway,
Yep.
his is the house that's on the right,
Right. Mm-hmm.
and
And theirs
it
is up
sits
the
back.
hill.
Yeah, and
Yeah. Yep.
he
Yep.
did a
Yep.
great
Oh.
job with that. It's a beautiful house, but I mean, look at this. I mean, here's what my house looks like, and they think that the money that I'm going to get from the insurance company, I'm going to blow. They don't think that
Huh.
I can do the improvements that I want to do, and that stuff is what I love. I'm kind of grateful that they think that, because it inspires me to do it.
Yeah. Really. Yeah.
After the show today,
What
I'm
do you
driving.
think?
Well, after the show today, I'm driving down to Clearwater. Saturday, I bought a washer and dryer, just a used one, well,
Okay.
used, reconditioned, um, and that's what's going to go in the laundry area in the garage, because that's
Yeah.
what's susceptible to flooding again. So I'm not going to put $2,000 worth of appliances in what could be a swimming pool in less than a year.
Right.
And so that's going to be the older stuff that, if I do have to throw it out, not a huge loss. But it's also smaller and lighter. So next year, well, in 9 months from now, when we get another hurricane season, there's going to be at least something upstairs. So I can take
Gotcha.
all these smaller, lighter appliances on the refrigerator truck that I also bought up the steps
Ooh.
and get it out of harm's way.
Yeah.
And that whole corner of the house right in front of me right now, above the garage, will be what many locals are now calling a hurricane room. It's on its own
Okay.
mini circuits or mini board, sub panel of electric, meaning that you can shut off the whole rest of the house and just leave that one section with electric.
Yeah.
And then that's going to be hooked up to a generator. Then I'm probably going to put on the roof
Yeah.
so that it's out of anything.
Gotcha. Yep. 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 And we'll kick on when your electricity goes off.
Yeah, and be fed right to that panel. So the electric coming off the street will still feed it as the primary source. But then, in a case of an emergency, I can take everything upstairs and just harbor it in like a living room or part of my bedroom or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm using it up there. I'm just getting it out of the way. And that's it. So, but yeah, I'm just done. I'm done trying to people that aren't worth it. I mean, both of those brothers are in construction and or are general contractors. And at the beginning of this, talked a big game about how they would help with this, that, and the other thing, and now they're busy. And they flat out said, "I can't, Dad." When Dad tried to, and I think they think that Dad is too old to do any of it, and he's already checked a bunch of prices for materials. I've got people down here that can help with labor. Yeah, I'm really not worried about my future because it's here. I've told people before, I'm going to die in this house.
There you go.
And it's not like I don't love Pennsylvania or my parents' house. I mean, I was walking around that during my stay, and I'm like, I'm really proud of what my dad has done with his life. Mm-hmm. Coming off football in the class of '69. After that, he wasn't expected to do much.
Oh, yeah?
And you've seen it. For a lot of people, that is the highlight of their life.
Right. Right. High school football.
Their life pretty much ends at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, he didn't go to, but served in the military during Vietnam. Mm-hmm. He served domestically. I guess he learned how to be a mechanic, and I think he did a lot of preparation for various trucks and Jeeps as they went overseas. And, then worked a bunch of jobs for his brother-in-law, my Uncle Bob, who was one of the best mechanics in town. And then got a job at Goodrich down in Oaks, the tire company. And when that shut down, it forced him to try something else. And that's what got him into construction. Mm-hmm. And he worked for Hollenbach's over by what is now Giant. Mm-hmm. And left that to start his own company. And he's been there ever since.
Mm-hmm. And I think for other people, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. He did that. Oh, yeah, he did that way so because when he was my age, I was already in the Secret Service for 3 years, almost 4 years. So he's more than 20 years that he's been doing that.
Yeah.
More than 25 years that he's been in construction.
Is he planning to come back down to help you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't know exactly when. I've got money already. And I think, we could probably use a lot of that to not necessarily build up yet, but there's electrical on the ground floor that needs to be redone.
Right. Right.
And then my kitchen sink is also electric. So I don't know if you can actually see it here. For those on audio only, I'm holding the camera across the room to the kitchen. That sink
Looks
has a
nice.
sensor on the side of it, and I love the faucet, but it
Mhm.
has a sensor on the side of it, so you don't have to touch everything as you turn it on and off.
Okay.
Well, battery, it's electric and battery operated, and that the batteries are corroded, so the whole faucet has to
Ah,
be replaced.
yeah.
And then that cavity to the left of it, as you look at, that's where the dishwasher used to be,
Okay.
and there's where the refrigerator used to be,
Okay.
and all that electrical that you see there exposed is off, but it also has to be replaced because salt water is highly corrosive
Corrosive. Oh, absolutely.
and
Yep.
and highly flammable.
That too.
I have a neighbor's house here in my neighborhood who's about 6 blocks away. We were standing outside in the street, a bunch of us neighbors, just BSing. The day they turned their electric back on, too soon, and the whole house went up like that.
Get out.
We thought it was just a block over. That's how big the fire was. And when we went down to it and saw exactly how far away it was,
Wow.
a lot of people immediately thought, and you have to consider the area that we live in. They would think this. A lot of people immediately thought that it was, I forget what type, but lithium batteries.
Okay.
That it was a lithium battery fire, like Tesla or something.
Okay. Aren't we doing conspiracy theories? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, of course, the right that wants to use all the gas guzzling
Yes,
stuff
yes.
and
Yep,
whatever
yep,
else.
yep.
Um, but yeah, it was poor electric because of the corrosion and not having swapped out for new outlets. I think the other thing that I need to do is those are at the usual 18 inches off the floor, whatever. I might have to cut some of the actual wiring back as well.
Mm. Mhm.
And I think the new codes, I'm going to have to move the outlets up
Mhm.
above
Yep.
what is the common floodplain. So, and which I want to do anyway. I'm glad that's okay because that's what's going to happen.
You have
Yeah.
a lot on your plate,
Oh
getting
God, yeah.
your life back together. I wonder how long it will take you.
Well, I had to postpone one of the things I'm doing. Um, we already did expand um, here in Tampa. I think it's later this week. We start with 2 hours on Friday in Tampa instead of just the one,
Oh,
and then
okay.
we were going to start with 2 hours in Las Vegas instead of just the one.
No
But
kidding.
the second hour on Friday is is not available. There's another show in that spot at 9 a.m. West Coast time Friday.
Okay.
So the general manager's like, let me see about that show. Until then, if you want to expand, pick another one of your days. And so we're going to go with Wednesday and Friday.
Okay.
Philip Blackett and I talk about translating Trump. And
Oh, what a cool title.
Nevada's
Good.
Nevada's a swing state, so we might be able to get it back to common sense in 4 years.
Good luck with that. Yep.
Uh, yeah, but then we were also expanding to Chicago, and my new thoughts on expanding to new cities and actually finishing Tampa and and Las Vegas is that instead of going piecemeal, just paying for what I can and just getting
Right.
a few hours in each city, that's not helping with ad sales.
Okay.
And so I want to expand and fill out the cities and then, expand to other cities. So we're postponing Chicago for about a month or two.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to a third hour in Vegas, which in next week or the week after will be Monday. So Jane Stahl in Vegas. What could happen?
I I love Vegas.
Have you been there?
Okay. And my friends are like, Yes, I've been there, I think 3 times.
Okay.
I love it. I didn't get there until after I retired. Paul was insistent that I go because he wanted me to experience the architecture and the landscaping, which absolutely blows me
Oh
away.
yeah, the strip.
I just love it. And there's something about it. My friends ask me, and they're surprised to know that I really like Vegas and like visiting Vegas. And it's like, why? And I mentioned the landscaping, especially. But I don't know. It must be that I miss the mountains um, from my living in Colorado for a number of years. I don't know, but I just love the mountains in the background. I
Yeah.
mean, the flatness of Vegas itself, and then just far away are these absolutely gorgeous mountains. I love that. But maybe, as I've suggested to my friends, maybe part of it is that, nobody knows me in Vegas. And it's a really cool thing. Here in here in this area, if I want to have private conversation at lunchtime with my friends, I need to find a spot that nobody goes to. Otherwise, the waitresses know me, the waiters know me, the people who come in to different restaurants know who I am. And, sometimes it's just nice to be anonymous.
Yeah.
So, what can I tell you?
Yeah.
I mean, I was on WFMZ just
I,
recently, so once again,
did I did,
yeah,
did I
with their
send you the
fever.
link
Yes.
also? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Ray
did. And I was really
Shermerhorn
glad
sent
you
me
had
that.
a chance.
Yeah, that was good.
What was that?
Ray Shermerhorn,
Yeah.
state trooper buddy of mine who was in our class. He sent me that the week of Christmas or whenever, and it was good.
No
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah. So I get to see that. That's
That's
good.
awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. And I love doing that. I love, featuring and promoting, our community and whatnot. And I love hearing from folks, random folks,
Yeah.
who saw it and, and reached out to me. And I also, my primary doctor in Lehigh Valley, when I visit him for my annual checkup, he'll say, "Are you going to be on TV again? I saw you, blah, blah, blah." And he just loves it
Nice.
that he saw me on TV. So this past time, I sent him a little note through the patient portal to let him know that I would be that he would see me once again
So
on Christmas Day.
FMZ has been there before, or was it one of the other networks or local?
I think it was WFNZ.
Okay.
But I don't keep those kinds of things in my memory. So, but it was fun. It was really great, and got a chance to talk about the history and talk about some of the fun times that the students did, and you know, um, it's just fun. But like I said, it makes it difficult to go to area restaurants and have
Yeah.
any kind of anonymity. So
I was
so I
recognized
escaped
for the
sometime,
show.
and that's one of the reasons. And again, that's one of the reasons I like Vegas.
Yeah.
Nobody knows me in Vegas.
Well, I was. Well, we'll be changing that then. I was recognized
Yes, I guess so.
for my pot for
And
the
I
middle.
love, and I really love that too. I love telling people that, well, if you get to Tampa, you might
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
yourself on Be Inspired.
Yep.
I mean, if you get to Vegas, you might hear yourself
Sundays at
on my
5.
Be Inspired podcast. I just love that.
Sundays at 5 on 99.1 WDJY, where we're on right now. Also,
Now, you and I need to talk about it, because you must need new episodes of Be Inspired, and
yes,
I have,
and you
I
sent me.
drop them every week.
You
so.
sent me some, but it was to a link that was no longer
No longer
live, valid, whatever. So I need to resend you that link.
Yep.
And then whatever you have that you think you sent that might not be here or anything, definitely no. Send me that. Well,
Yeah. Well, I can't remember the last ones I sent you, so
Yeah.
it's going to be a little bit difficult. You
I've-
may get
I've-
some
yeah.
repeats. I'll just send I'll just spend some time and send you everything from 2024,
Yeah.
or
Probably the
whenever
past-
we think.
I'd say probably the past 6 months is
Okay.
all I would need
Right.
at the most. I don't
Yeah.
remember exactly when that was, but
Yeah, and I don't remember either,
yeah,
sadly. I mean, I have a file that says
I
Ross.
do too, and
But
yeah,
But Those ones, those last ones I sent you, I don't remember which ones they
No,
were.
that's
I'll try
okay
and figure it out
because
though. It'll be good.
I'll cross-reference it with what I have already, and
There you
and
go.
that's fine
Okay.
because I do have
There you go.
everything that you've sent
Yeah.
that I got. I just don't have what went out
Good.
into space somewhere. But speaking of
Yes.
Studio
It's been a
B,
while.
I got an
Yes.
email.
Studio B. Yes.
I got an email. You sent throughout your, I don't know if it's Constant Contact or what you use, but your email thing,
Vertical response. Yep.
that there's opportunities for artists right now at Studio B, and I didn't get to see much more of that. But so why don't you wrote it, so you know what it is. What are those opportunities?
You mean for our Sunday series?
Is that could be? I got to pull it up. I don't know. I saw it this morning.
Yeah. Well, what we have going at Studio B starting Sunday. This is Monday, right? So starting in 6
Yeah.
days.
Yep.
On Sundays from 1 to 3, I have invited a variety of people to come and talk about what they're doing, because January gets to be kind of boring after all the excitement of the holidays. And so I wanted to have something in place to give people a place to go and a thing to do that would excite them or inspire them or whatever. And so this coming Sunday, my dear friend Christina Leeson, who's a psychic medium,
Okay.
has written a book lately and about how to protect yourself from ghosts who invade your home or invade your spirit, your own spirit. And she has ways to lock down your home and lock
Wow.
down your own boundaries, spiritual boundaries, to keep yourself safe from spirits who have not been able to move on to the next dimension. And she and I have done several Be Inspired podcasts for those folks who listen to podcasts. I've done 2 with Christina over the past 6 months, in which she talked about all kinds of things, how she got, when she became aware that she was connected to the spiritual world, how she's managed it and processed it and utilized it and helped other people. So it should be a fascinating session. So that's this Sunday. Every one of these series opportunities is free and open to the public from 1 to 3 o'clock. Christine will come and talk about whatever she wants to talk about relative to protecting us from spirits who have not found a way to move on to the next dimension. And we'll have some light refreshments and an opportunity to gather together and have a good time together. So that's this coming Sunday. The following Sunday, one of my colleagues, Phil Repko, also recently published his very first book of poetry called Pieces of April.
That's
And
his
I've
first one?
invited him to come to a poetry reading. Yes, it's his first book.
I didn't realize that. I
First
thought he was
published book.
published before.
Yes, he's been writing poetry forever. And of course, his work has appeared in Studio B's anthologies of poetry and prose over the last 10. First book on his own. And he and his sons, during Poetry Month, which is in April every year, he and his sons do a round robin kind of thing with their poetry. And he will write one to inspire one of his sons to write one. And they just do that throughout April. His poetry is just magnificent. I just love it. It's very dense. It's very complicated. And there are a lot of allusions, of course, to literature, because that's what he and I taught for over 30 some years, each of us, during our teaching tenures. But that's the 12th of January. Once again, from 1 to 3 at Studio B, light refreshments will be served, and we'll have a chance to chat with one another. Did you want to say something about Phil?
Yeah. He talked about the round robin thing, the back and forth with his sons, when he was on the show with us. He talked about how he does that, and he just kind of fit. Do they work on like the same poem or something? Like he'll do a line or two, and he'll pass it off.
I think it's probably It's a mixture of both. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
exactly sure how they do it. If they do entire poems, if they send one another a line and they fill in with the next, I have no idea. Maybe we'll be able to talk about that on Sunday, and I'll be able to report that the
Yeah.
Monday
Yeah,
after
please
on
do.
our show. That'll be
Right.
good.
You got a
So,
couple others then
yes.
too. Barbara
So
Post
The
and Sandra
19th of
Williams.
January,
Yeah.
award-winning artist Barbara Post is coming to talk about. She does sessions all the time, but I asked her to come and talk about Washington D.C.'s Portrait Museum, in which portraits of the presidents are, all of them are there somehow, done by a variety of artists. And I just love the Portrait Museum in Washington, D.C. And so she'll come with a PowerPoint and talk about the history of the museum and perhaps who knows what else. But I'm really anxious for her to come. That would be great. But like I said, she does a variety of PowerPoint presentations. And initially, I suggested that she contact our library, the Boyertown Library, because they get a really nice audience for their programs, and they run programs all the time. At Studio B, sometimes it's hard to catch an audience, and I hate for people to come and have nobody show up, but we've had great press for this Sunday series from the local papers and from BCTV, from yeah, where else? I can't remember. But we've had really nice press,
I
so
would guess that
I was
the
hoping that
the
folks will come.
uh, expression probably covers it rather
That's
strongly as well.
yes, of course. And of course Studio B's Facebook page and Studio B's website and all those kinds of things. But then the we need to skip a week, the last week in January, because that's when artists will come. Some of them will come to pick up their work from the current show. Our current show at the studio is entitled Glisten, and it ends January the 26th. Sometimes our artists come that Sunday to pick up their work and bring new work for the upcoming show called Inside, which will uh, open on January 31st. Yes, the end of January.
Okay.
And then we pick up the Sunday series again in February with Sandra Williams, who requested an opportunity to offer writing opportunities for people. So she's coming 1 week and inviting people to write about people, places, and things. She intends to inspire us by a short story, by presenting a short story, and then to perhaps bounce our writing off of that story. Then I think the following Sunday, she wants to come and do some writing inspired by Buddhists' Eightfold Path. Okay.
Okay.
And so that's what we have going at the studio. And Craig, our buddy Craig, has encouraged me to think about continuing a series like that because there are lots of people who are doing cool things and who could come and talk about their stuff. So
Yeah.
perhaps we'll have even more Sunday series, but we're starting with January and into February and see where things go from there.
I just did something like that 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm in a group of day traders that meets every Sunday,
Okay.
and we talk
Okay.
about
Yeah.
things sometimes other than day trading. So I did a presentation on if you have any sort of expertise or anything that you're passionate about, why you would want to do a podcast about it. And then also what I've learned about turning it into a radio show, in that
Right.
the differences between podcasting and podcasting audiences and radio audiences and all that. And everybody was like, wow, this is cool. And they looked at the guy who's kind of one of the leaders of the group, because he used to have a podcast on one of the aspects of day trading called your mindset, just your basic attitude and how to remain positive, and when you're having a bad day, how to keep yourself from trading because you're going to probably screw it up, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he dropped it because some of the teaching that he was doing at another online institution started not going well, and he's actually not with them anymore. but it kind of inspired him to also say, I need to relaunch this and, reconsider, what this can do for other people. And that's it. You do be inspired, not because you want to sit there in your studio and talk to people, but because the people that you're talking to can inspire. And
They can. And your puppies need you.
yeah,
But yeah, I
doing well
love,
tonight.
I mean, I love doing my podcast. I really do. Because I love learning about people and I love sharing with other people what inspiring things our greater community does to help themselves and to help other people. And I tell you what, I mean, I sent a meme out that you know yesterday that Amy was not particularly happy with, and
Uh-oh.
sh-
I
yeah.
got an email from her actually. So we've got fan mail.
Yeah,
We've
you
got fan
really.
mail.
Well, this memes let me share this a minute.
Go ahead.
This meme, there's no conspiracy, there's no cosmic mystery, there's no both sides. Every problem on earth makes sense once you accept that. Number one, we have built a society where everyone is run and ruled by money.
Oh
Number
yeah.
two, those with the most money can never have enough money. And number three, this is the society we built. And number three, these people are totally fine with anything bad that might occur as a result of pursuing more money, up to and including mass death, disability, destruction, and the eradication of any race and country and species, even their own. That's it. That's the secret. No one is coming to help. Holding out for a hero is purely self indulgent laziness. History is occurring with or without us every second. We are the people. We need to fix this. And when my Amy read this, she she reached out to me and said, "Mom, you can't quit. We need you." And she was talking about this positive. She was
Right.
talking about, she was talking about being inspired. She was talking because she remembers me as a young girl, always talking about what was beautiful. Okay.
Nice.
And it seems a little naive in retrospect, but that's what my children in large part took from me, to be
I'm
positive and idealistic and to look for the beautiful and to be inspired and all that. And it hasn't always served them well, Ross,
right.
because they were not prepared for people who were unlike that. Okay. And they were kind of unprepared to deal with more negativity and more nastiness and pure evil. They weren't prepared for that. And I feel, I mean, you do what you do, you
Yeah.
do the best you can where you can. But, I wanted to send them out in the world with a beautiful, beautiful perspective. But like I said, it didn't always serve them or save them from nasty people and nasty things that happen in our world, sadly.
I
So,
hate my
anyway,
email system. Um
b-
oh, there we go. I hate my email system. I cannot I've been an Apple guy for almost 20 years, probably more than that now. And when I bought this system for the studio, all the research I did said for stuff like this, you need to go with Windows. So when I put the email on here, it was obviously not Apple. And so it's not the same email application that handles the emails. Well, I'll have an email on my phone and I'll go to find it on my desktop and it's not there.
yeah, I have the same. I have the same. Hi, Paul. Paul's waving to me in the background. Okay.
Hello, Paul.
He's
Merry
leaving.
Christmas.
He's
Happy New
letting
Year.
me. He's letting me know. He's letting me know he's leaving. He's
Uh,
going off to play.
yep. It's that time.
It's that time. It's Monday. If it's Monday, it must be time for play.
I know.
Anyway,
I know. I just read it. I know it's here.
Yeah, I have that too. What appears on my phone doesn't no, what appears on my computer doesn't always appear on my phone. They're not synced.
Yeah.
But I can usually get everything on my computer, but I can't get some of my email on my phone.
And then I'll
Or it's things I've sent or something. I don't
yeah.
know.
No,
Anyway,
the
I
same.
understand the frustration. So you got an email from Amy, huh?
I did, and I would certainly consider it a fan mail. But now, I mean, I can't
She
even find
does
it.
listen to us.
I can't find it in. I can't find it in trash. I can't find it in junk. Like oh, there it is. Oh, okay. Which one was this to? It's at that one. Okay. Oh, I was looking at that. I might not have gone back far enough because it was Friday already. I didn't realize it was that far back. She sent it to News, which is a good fan mail account to look at. Let's see what she says. It's not on this one. Deleted. Let's see if it's there.
Still looking?
Yeah, it's not in here. Oh. I'll forward it now.
So you're trying to share it to the screen and you can't do that. Is that the
Well,
issue
it's not
here?
even in my inbox.
Oh dear.
And that's I found it on the phone.
Yeah.
But it didn't even show up in my inbox on. Okay, so here it is. I forwarded it again.
The technology
well,
wipes us out.
Once
From
everything
time to
comes
time.
together, it looks good.
Yeah.
But good Lord, getting this stuff to work sometimes is not.
Amazing. But
that's it. Okay. Oh, this was so Friday show. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. No. I was going somewhere else while you were look. Okay. There we go. Okay.
So Friday show, we were talking about the different holidays, and that everybody is. Well, first of all, we had technical issues here with Friday too, and I got cut out. You could not hear me. So WTAN said, "Hey, Matt Deemer was with me. He said, Matt, you need to take over. We can't hear Yergs. And so I'm fixing audio stuff here. He starts talking about the conversation of Merry Christmas versus Happy Holidays. And he said and as a Democrat, he got upset that the Democrat Party put out a big email, Facebook post, whatever, that said Happy Holidays. And he's just like, just say Merry Christmas. And as a Christian, that did not celebrate Christmas. He knows what it's like to, well, not celebrate Christmas. So he never grew up saying Merry Christmas. But he sees that it's a majority of our society and that it's just okay. It's just the intent. And I was of the other. I prefer to say, in a lot of cases, Happy Holidays. And the reference I made was, like any good comedian, you need to know your audience. If you're in a room full of Jews, saying Merry Christmas is probably not a good idea. They don't give a crap about Christmas. And that happened to me when I was a kid. I was a hockey referee, and I was at this clinic, and the day was over. We were changing, and I got my skates off and put street clothes on, and I'm walking out the door of the locker room, and I look back in, and I yelled at everybody, "Merry Christmas, everybody." I'm a 13 or 14-year-old kid. Just that I had the decency to turn around and do that, I thought was impressive. At least at this day, I thought was impressive. Well, one of the supervisors was Jewish, and he laid into me, not all of us are into gifts and monetizing a holiday and this, that, and the other thing. And
Yeah.
I'm Jewish, and okay, well, happy Hanukkah, if you're ever happy.
Yeah.
And I did get his point in that, when you get outside of Boyertown or get outside of any comfort zone and
Mhm.
you get into different cultures and societies and whatever, not everybody celebrates Christmas. So my argument about those, like one of the things I see on Facebook is this guy who's trying to say happy holidays and Santa is slapping him. And his voice bubble says, "It's Merry Christmas." And of course, the Trumpers,
I tell you
the
what.
right-wing nuts are
Yeah.
the ones passing that.
T-
And I'm like,
To
if
me,
you
it's
knew
about
anything
finding.
about your holiday,
Yeah.
you would know
Mhm.
Jesus wasn't even born in December. He was born in the spring, right around the same time that he was crucified. And Christmas isn't a Christian holiday. It's a pagan one
Mhm.
that was made into a Christian holiday to acclimate the pagans that they were trying, that Emperor Constantine was trying to transition into Christianity. And that's how we got talking about Halloween, was that it is also a pagan holiday, or that one is a Christian holiday, or something like. We got talking then into like the different cultures again, and
Mhm.
practices and how different holidays are celebrated. And you might have been familiar with this because this is Amy's email. For me as a kid, trick or treating wasn't on Halloween. It was
Yeah.
essentially the week of Halloween,
Of Halloween. Right.
because where we
Now,
celebrated, not only did you dress up, but you did so in a way where you tried to hide your identity. And if I came trick or treating to your house, it wouldn't be just trick or treat, here's your candy, get out. It would be you and Paul stand there trying to guess who I am.
exactly. Now, listen, I hate
Are
to
we
leave
wrapping
you,
up?
but I
Yeah.
have a meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, let's just leave. We were going to talk about this time, and this session about
Yeah.
2024
We didn't get to that.
moving into 2025, and what do we want to leave behind
Yeah.
in 2024, and what do we want to take with us in 2025? So we'll let our listeners rather, we'll let our audience think about
Yeah.
that, and maybe we can talk a little bit about that next week. But I got to run
That's still a good time.
because I got to get to the studio for a meeting at noon.
Have at
Okay.
it. Tell the ladies I
So,
said hello.
okay. This is Both Sides Now, and I'm Jane Stahl.
And I'm yours.
Take care.
Eh,
Bye now.
All right. See you next week.
Okay.
All right. So I'll still go through. Oh, actually, hold on. There it is. So there's Amy's email. We'll finish this part up. Halloween is different in small towns. Yes, good old memories. We still do. Wow, so much going on politically. I love how her emails are all over the place. It's funny. And I've where would oh, you know what though? I didn't well, anyway. I didn't want to the visual part I didn't want to continue with it because it actually showed her email, but I can read it. I just won't put it on the screen. And don't worry, Amy, I'll edit that out before it goes to YouTube. Halloween is different in small towns. Yes, good old memories. We still do. ... I think she's referring to the trick-or-treating multiple nights. Well, so much going on politically. I wish I was a more organized speaker when it comes to my critic type opinions and what not to join, call in someday. Oh, we had another caller. That was a pretty good, one of our other super fans, Ken Williams, called on Friday. We had a good chat with him. But yeah, well, I must refrain myself, Russ. No, call. Love you, though, in your efforts. Keep up the good work. And I'm one of those listeners with only a flip phone and iPad. What? See, that's why you can call. Because you only have a flip phone. And that number is 1-888-88 Yergs. We had some other comments from Lars. We'll get to that in a second too. And I got to take a break. But yeah, give us a call, at least in the States. I know I don't think Lars can use his number. 1-888-88 Yergs or 844 gay LGBT. So yeah, and she also says that her mouth and thoughts aren't kosher for radio. Well, yeah. But Lars was checking in too. We had flooding here once where I lived. It took out almost half of the land in the Netherlands. My grandparents bought land and made their own house, but they're third out of the year because there was always in France. Oh, they have, what we call bicoastal or vacation property or snowbird come down here to Florida. I feel you and Jane. I'm known around the world, but not really in my town. Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. Jane was on a roll today, so I just let her go. I couldn't get a word in edgewise. But I was recognized here in my Walmart. Yeah. This guy walks up behind me in the Walmart, taps me on the shoulder, and says, "Are you Yergs?" And yeah. I mean, he obviously there wasn't any denying that. I mean, who's going to ask that? Who doesn't already know? And he says, "I love your podcast," because at that time, Up the Middle was just a podcast. And maybe he also was familiar. It was a little over a year ago. And so he might have also been familiar with Yergs Tonight, which was the daily radio show that I had at the time. It was later in the evening. He said, "I love your podcast. I love what you do. I love what you talk about." And I'm like, "Wow, thank you. This is cool." It's not a hater. But yeah. So 99.1 WDJY and America One Radio, Rainbow Radio, Yergs Radio, and soon to be KSHP, Las Vegas. And someday we'll be back in Chicago, or back working on getting in Chicago. We were never there. And like I said, we're working on it. We are back in talks with FlowSend and their AI that helps us create information, metadata, transcripts, show notes, chapters, everything for an episode that we use. And yeah, that's who's going to sponsor the next couple of minutes. So we'll be back after this, after a message from FlowSend. We'll be back after these words.
Hey, gang, it's Yergs. Do you have a podcast? Of course you do. It's probably one of the reasons why you listen to us. Well, I got something for you. FlowSend.ai. All you do is take your pre-recorded data, click, drag and drop right into the inbox for FlowSend AI. Click a button, and out comes everything that you're going to need. From the transcript to content, such as keywords, titles for your episode, the timeline, posts for LinkedIn, posts for Twitter, Instagram, other smaller platforms, all the things that it takes you hours to do in literally minutes. So go to flowsend.ai. Tell them Jurg sent you and get your subscription today. Worth every penny. Flowsend.ai.
Hang in there. All right. So I'm in like the different platforms, and I'm sitting here the whole time I'm with Jane. And one of the things that I got to do whenever I get on, which one is it? I think it's the Chatter Studio. Different platforms, and Chatter is it's not on Restream. It's a separate desktop version. So we get on that, and Glenn, if you're watching, I saw your text message. I can help you with that after the show for a little bit, and then I got to go get that washer. Chatter, the microphone and the camera start up muted or blocked, and so I did most of the show with Jane on mute. Well, then when I finally figured that out, I realized it because I've known it. I unmuted the one microphone that I need to mute because I'm on two profiles, my phone and the desktop. I unmuted the desktop because that's the one that's connected to the sound mixer, the audio mixer. But then, of course, the volume on my phone was up. So I frantically am lowering that so I don't cause a loop. But even when I mute that, there's still a little bit of audio. And because I try to also use, and I didn't do it today, but I try to also use another social audio app called Clubhouse. There's a lavalier mic that's on my studio mic. You can see it there in the video if you're using it. And that wire runs down the boom. And there's a phone holder on my desk where I plug this lavalier mic into. And I was already plugged in because I was going to try to get on Clubhouse today. I just didn't get to it. Well, muting it doesn't mute it. It just really lowers the volume. And it doesn't work. It doesn't mute it. So I'm like, oh, God. Anyway, we're back. It's the last week, second to last show of the year. Tomorrow, it'll just be me, and we'll actually be talking about politics again. And I'll be doing a little bit of my own of what I want to leave in 2024 and what I'm taking with me to 2025. But we've got some other formatting that's coming up. We're going to say goodbye to America One Radio and 99.1 for the day. But tomorrow, we're back to some of the other things that we have been doing, like Pierre's Pot. In fact, we're going to get to some of that today, too. And the morning motivation, even though it's going to be slightly into the afternoon. Yeah. But with New Year's resolutions, I'm going to save that one for next week because that's relevant for the conversation that Jane and I didn't get to finish. That's Anthony Melchiori from the TV show Hotel Impossible. So he will not be here, but a quote that appears on my desktop from him will. So 99.1 WDJY, America One Radio. We'll be back with both of them tomorrow for Up the Middle, the Tuesday edition. And yeah, that's it for right now for Both Sides Now. I got to do another break quick, and then we'll be back here for these words.
Hey, gang, does your house smell nasty? Do you want to freshen it up a little bit? Go to aromabypeter.com. Check out all of Peter's candles. It's what we burn here in Studio Yergs. I'm burning right now leather scented candle. That's right, leather scented. So go to aromabypeter.com/Yergs and check out his candles today.
I'm Jane Stahl, retired English teacher, and with my BFF, Susan Bebeck, we manage Studio B Fine Art Gallery in Boyertown, Pennsylvania. We showcase the art of hundreds of local artists, publish books of the poetry, prose, and art of local writers, offer classes, art parties, workshops, discussion groups, cater dinners. We've even hosted a wedding. And we're here to be the go-to place for friendship, learning, and fun in our community. Virtual tours of our exhibits are available right here on Yergs Radio. Let us introduce you to some amazing art and artists.
Check out Jane Stahl and everyone at Studio B in Boyertown, Pennsylvania. Please visit our YouTube channel, Talk TV 24. How's your website doing? I'll tell you how mine's doing. It's awesome. Yergs.com is gotta be the best website for anybody in podcasting or any sort of broadcast solo journalist like me. How did I get that? Limit Break Digital. Limit Break Digital did my website with Yergs.com. They did YergerGroup.com. They take care of my marketing, my branding, and help me get the message out to you. Go to limitbreakdigital.com/Yergs for 10% off your next project. That's a $3,000 site, Yergs.com. And you can get 10% off that by just going to limitbreakdigital.com/Yergs today. Talk to Jay. That's my guy. We all got a guy, and Jay's mine. limitbreakdigital.com.
Right now, our country's in whatever. Well, that's an old. And there's two commercials I get rid of because Limit Break Digital is too far away. I got a neighbor that does websites, and I got a neighbor that does websites. I got another partner we just talked to. Where is it? Biz Growth Collective. Let me get to the homepage for this, and then I'll show it to you. Have you also been kicked off LinkedIn? Oh, Sportcat says, cool, thanks. Yep. Yeah, so what you need to do, and I can tell you about this now. What you need to do when you're doing any kind of video streaming like this, and you want to share video links from and obviously you need to credit CNN, Fox, MSNBC, Newsmax, whoever. You need to credit them as the source of the video. And then, whether you also put something up on the screen that credits them or lets their own, graphic do it for you, whatever. But what you're going to see happen is, and that's why right now I have 4 different web browsers running. Vivaldi, Vivaldi, is what the 800 number phone system is on. So when you call, that web browser and the phone system takes your call. Chrome is what my celebrity line is on. Did you ever notice when you call Howard Stern and you're sitting there on hold trying to get through to Howard, And in my case, back in college or whenever it was, Andrew Dice Clay calls in and he spends the next hour talking to Dice. How did he get through so fast? Well, it's because there's another line. Google Voice, my Google Voice number, is that number for me. And so nothing else can be on it that you're worried about getting into the system, because your soundboard is going to cause a loop if it's from the same browser. So Restream, or in Glenn's case, Sportcat's case, I think he uses Streamlabs. You need a dedicated browser for that. And mine is this one. What is that one? Wave browser is another fast, high-end browser that I use and dedicate that just one browser for 2 platforms, Restream and Instagram. I also broadcast the show to Instagram. And you have to load that what's that thing called? A stream key. It's a password that Instagram gives you for your account to access it from another platform. It's called a stream key. And you have to load that stream key manually every time. The other 7 destinations that I go to now to include Rumble. It's all part of it. I program that once, I let it go, and it's part of my profile on Restream. But if I want to play something else on Wave browser, and this is what I learned when I was doing the broadcast on Chrome, I would play a YouTube video. I would play a CNN clip. I would play whatever clip. Nobody could hear it except for me. And that's because Chrome was not rebroadcasting it because it would cause a loop. Chrome is hearing on one of your tabs the video, and it would be sending it out through one of the others, where it would hear it and send it out again. It can't differentiate that way. So what you have to do is have a dedicated browser for whatever you're broadcasting out to with your stream. In my case, Restream. It can be StreamYards, Streamlabs, Restream, Riverside, whatever it is, that needs its dedicated own browser. And then I have multiple other browsers for the other device or platforms that I use. 2 phone systems. And then I figure, because I'm not going to be on the phone with somebody when I'm playing a news clip of any kind. So I use that on Chrome as well. There's another Chrome window open right now. In fact, I can show it to you, because that's where one of the platforms I want to talk about is right now. Where is it? Okay. Oh, there we go. This I just learned this when anyway, this is the guy that's going to be doing my. No, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. God damn it. There we go. All right. So for those of you trying to figure out what the hell's going on radio, I'm trying to adjust this so that the bigger part is the screen that I want to share. My dinky little head can be somewhere else. I wish they would do. I wish that Restream would do totally what's the word I'm looking for? Custom screens. Like Restream was doing that, or not Restream. That's what I'm with. StreamYard was doing that when I left them, but their system was not fast enough for all the streaming that I was doing, so it didn't work. I had to leave. But this is Biz Growth Collective. My new friend John has invited me to this, and I'm going to be paying for a membership because just everything that's here, this is so much better than LinkedIn. LinkedIn cannot touch this. The free version is better than LinkedIn. And so this is it's his platform. So I'm supporting 2 new platforms right now, Chatter and Biz Growth Collective. I seriously think this pays off. I seriously hope this pays off because I'd love to help these networks. And if you want to get on either of them, Chatter, I've got invites for. It's iPhone only. So if you have an iPhone, you're golden. Hit me up. Email me, text me, put me in the message in the text right now. Whatever you want to do. But then this one, and I started a new podcast too, just to try this out. I now have a platform or profile rather on OSHA. This is the same guy swears by OSHA to host a podcast. So this is what my first episode is going to be. I'm doing a series of episodes for Biz Growth Collective. It's going to be launched on Biz Growth Collective. And my thing is going to be podcasting and radio. And so the first thing is going to be just an intro, about me, how I got into this. And it's kind of going to be probably the, what did they call that? The trailer? Yes, the trailer. I know that's what it is. I'm not going to try to find it. But the trailer, was it in options? I mean, just look at all this. We'll go through it in a second. But OSHA, that's where I'm going to be. That's where I'm going to be hosting this podcast. And I might move the others to it. I know I can also do it at Sirius, where I do some of the radio broadcasting from. And that might be our new home for our internet stations. I got to try to get they do not have good customer service, Sirius. And I have a new concierge now who also is not getting back to me. I'm going to give her the holidays. And after the new year, I either get something scheduled or that's going to go because we're no longer with 1490, which is the only reason I had that. Oh, this poor dog. Baby, go outside. Oh, this breaks my heart. This dog has like digestive issues and he's sitting here like gagging and there's nothing you can do about it. But the Biz Growth Collective, follow our podcast. There you go. That's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be one of the presenters in this podcast. And why there's no more podcast, what to look forward to. It's a bunch of different business insights. And that's all those, 12 different locations that the podcast is already at. Obviously, I'm going to be talking about radio. So, there's that. And I want to incorporate the Biz Growth Collective on Yerg's Radio. But this is like a much better version of LinkedIn. Home, they're starting right now with Florida. And I think I just screwed that up because that page that I was on was for getting to my membership. But they're starting in Florida. and they'll be expanding. Now, from what I understand, you don't have to be in Florida. This actually isn't collecting anything from another state, so maybe you do. But I mean, if you're outside of Florida, I'll give you the studio's address. Get on it. You can change your address later. About us, here's a little bit. We help to ideate, design, implement your ideas. At Biz Growth Collective, we are a passionate group of dedicated professionals working together to make it easier for businesses in Florida to grow. This is where most of his clients are. He's got I love this. See, Mastiff.media, right? That's our name, Mastiff Media. So Mastiff.media is what we use. So you already have the URL, the web address. Well, there it is. I'm going to try to share this one instead. Oh, there it is. It is sharing that. Okay. This is his company, Build a Space. And you see up in the URL, it's build.space. .space is a suffix now for web domains. So he created Biz Growth Collective, and it's basically, like I said, it's a better version of YouTube. Or, well, not you. Yeah, we kind of sort of YouTube also, but not just that, but it's a better version of LinkedIn. I'm stuttering now. It's a better version of LinkedIn. And collaborative growth, tailored strategies, innovative solutions. Subscribe to get the updates. This is, and see, you should hear this, Glenn.
Welcome to the Biz Growth Collective, Florida's premier B2B networking hub. Whether you're launching your first venture or steering an established enterprise, we're here to guide, connect, and empower you to thrive in the dynamic Florida business landscape. Stay ahead with our expertly crafted blogs and insights that dive deep into industry trends, actionable business strategy, growth opportunities. Navigate the ever-evolving world of business laws and regulations in Florida with our regular updates and analysis and competitive edge. Get curated business upcoming and must-know tips delivered straight to your inbox to keep you informed and inspired. Connect with like-minded entrepreneurs, industry leaders, and potential collaborators. Our community is designed to help you expand your network, find mentors, and unlock opportunities. At the Biz Growth Collective, we believe success is best achieved together. Join us today and take the first step towards transforming your Florida business.
So there it is. And that's what I forgot about the business stuff. When you register to prove that you're an actual business, they don't take your social security number. You have to enter an EIN. And so it's for people that are the real deal. And if one of the things he said, I know that they'll do, if this is what's going to help catapult you over, if this is what's going to help, there we go. If this is what's going to help get you into it, finally getting an LLC or making yourself an S corp, they'll help you do that. LinkedIn doesn't do that. Not even in the paid part do they do that. So yeah, I'm really excited to be a part of this. That's the podcast right there on the screen. And I'm already with a bunch of different Florida podcasting associations and this, that, and the other thing and whatever else. So, oh, you know what? We didn't lose DJY. I forgot Mondays. We still have them for 2 hours. So yes, you're getting this on the radio now too. I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the show notes, which are not going to be available on Jurg's Radio. Email me if you need a copy of any of these. I'm happy to send this to you. But Biz Growth Collective, there it is in the chat. And that should be a good enough example for you, by the way. Sportcat is, that was on Chrome. That video that you're seeing on the screen was played through Chrome. And my show is being broadcast through Wave browser. And I can put the list of browsers. Browser, Wave browser, Vivaldi, the Microsoft one, Chatter desktop is on the Microsoft version. That also needs to be on a decent browser. In fact, they tell you it's got to be on Microsoft or Chrome, where Restream can be on others. And that's why that's on Wave browser. So Wave browser, Vivaldi, Microsoft, and Chrome. Biz Growth Collective, check that out. If you need an physical address, all it asks for, by the way, just put Tampa. And then you should be able to contact them. Yeah. Contact form, blah, 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 blah. Remember company name, business phone number. It asks for an EIN there too on the contact form, but there is a generic phone number, which is an area code in this area, and info at businessgrowthcollective.com. Of course, like any other LLC or S Corp, they're registered in Delaware, Berlin, Delaware. But yeah, definitely recommend. See, any services, starting a business in Florida. There you go. Thinking to start up a new business, Biz Growth Collective can help with everything you need, from how to get funding, a creative business plan, paying your taxes. There you go. And that's who I met with right there. The CEO of the company was John Kersey. Podcast content. This is cool. Oh my God. This is worth the payment. This is so cool. So they have like Zoom. They have like Zoom. We have it on our phone system. We used our phone system when John and I talked because I was all proud of that, having no idea he's got the same thing, only better. But this thing, okay, so it's not open because there's no events right now. But this thing is a room, like Chatter, like Clubhouse. But the graphic is an actual room. That's like a seating area or social area at like the student center or coffee shop. There are 2 seats with a coffee table in between that are in the front row of the stage. And just follow me here. There's a stage with seats on the stage. And like everything else, all the other platforms, Chatter, Clubhouse, whatever. When you're on the stage, you can speak to the whole group. If you're in the audience, you cannot. You can only listen. Well, this allows you to speak to whoever is sitting at your table. So, for example, if you're in that front row, and I can't, there's no event for me to pull up right now, or I would do it. Let's see if I can join an event. Now, so because I'd have to log in. Where's, see if I can log in with Google. This is a 24/7, right? Yeah. So I should be able to log into this because all right, here we go. To set up your profile for smoother interactions. Take me right to the event. Okay. So there you see me. It's mirrored, so it's backwards. I'm going to mute that so that I don't cause any loops. You can blur the background. Maybe. Background? Or is it blurred? I don't know. That's why. It's still backwards. But so one of the things, it's not doing it because I guess because there's probably no event. Yeah, view one recommendations system, join event. Okay, let's see. Oh, here it is. Good. Okay, well, I just want to show you this. So here it is. This is what the room looks like. And there I am. I don't know if I'm on stage. So there I am sitting at that seat right there. And this is what I was saying about the front row. If you are sitting at a table like this with one other chair, not only can you hear whoever is speaking on the stage, but you can also hear whoever is sitting at that table with you. Not at any of the other tables, just at your table. So now here in the middle of the room is a really long table that a bunch of people can sit at. So you can have a discussion with these people and or listen to whoever's speaking on the stage. Here is another table where there's like big pillows to sit on. And there's the love seats in the front. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. So 12 people can sit and talk to just the other person sitting at the coffee table with them. Then there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 people at this long table. Those 16 people can sit and talk to each other. And you can easily hear the one person at the other end of the table. You know, it's not like, you got to shout or anything. And you can also hear the people that are speaking on stage presenting. Now, if somebody at your table is being rude and is talking, you can mute them and just listen to whoever is at the stage. Then in the back, there's these pillow seats. There's 8 people around that table. And again, you can hear those 8 people, only those 8 people, and the people on the stage. And then on the side, there's stairs that go up to like a balcony on each side. And there's 4 more tables. This one, only 4 at each. And then it looks like there's benches too. Let me see something. No. It looks like there were benches too, but I don't think that doesn't work. I'm just now at one of the. It's called a green kotatsu. It's like one of the lower. That's the 4 green kotatsus have 4 chairs at them, 4 beanbag chairs at them. The brown ones on the ground floor have 8. But the point of this is, you can be in this room and you can hear, if there's nobody on stage presenting, great, whatever. If there's nobody on stage presenting, you can walk around and network. Point being, you can network, and that's what this is for. But then you can also change the, go from different views to the gallery to speaker, where you focus on the active speaker and then have a gallery of whatever else. But I love this floor tile thing. That's so cool. I just wish I could move that and see who's on the stage. And then they do polls. Let's see what the poll is. I don't know who Tina is, so. Is John a dodo head? Is your forehead always this big? Looks pretty normal size. And then there's a chat, reactions that you can do, things you can share, list of the participants. And that's it. So, but yeah, this is definitely something, it's linked to that is in the chat, and I'll put it in the show notes as well. Build a space. The company's name is Build a Space. Their web address, their URL is builda.space. Love that. That's exactly what we did with Mastiff Media. We got that from one of our partners across the pond. The ug.media is their address. Their company is the UG Media. I think it just best stands for underground, because that's what you call the tube, the other nickname for the subway system. But it stands for something else. I forget, and I can never remember what it is. I feel so bad. And then finally, Asha. Save and close. You can create episodes. And this is just, sorry. This has just so much, trying to get like the homepage so I can show you, about signing up and whatever. Yeah, and my login for it is just my Google account. So, access it via Chrome, login via Google, done. In. But, yeah, so I'm really kind of stoked with some of the things that we're doing. We're not starting with Chicago yet. I'm pissed about that. I'm upset about that. But it is what it is. I don't have the money. And I can't use insurance money on it. We're expanding in Tampa. We're going to expand even further in Vegas. We talked about that in the first hour. I wanted to email him by today too. That reminds me. It's going to be another late night. I was up till 1:30 working last night. was so psyched about, everything that I've done. And I couldn't get to sleep till after 5 o'clock this morning. And I had to get up at 8. Slept until 9. Got moving. I got my ass going. Because, I had to. I got a show to do. But, got that going. Now ready for a nap. I'll probably take that nap while I'm driving down to Clearwater to pick up my new washing machine, or at least new to me washing machine. All right, so message me 99.1 Yerg's Radio. That was something else I did. We have some amazing analytics coming through Yerg's Radio. I am so stoked. People are actually listening there too, and it was never the case until recently. And I was okay with that because we were getting picked up so many other places. But now we've got like 20,000 people listening on Yerg's Radio. I'm like, wow, I never checked on it. So when John and I were on the phone, I'm like, really? Why wasn't I following this? And we really had like 60,000 people listening over the summer, like July. And why wasn't I on this? What did I do that got them there? But speaking of doing something, I need to take a quick break. I need to refill my coffee. When we come back, we're going to do Pierre's Pot morning motivation and wrap up and send my rear end down to, I don't think I have any more actual ads, so I'll just have to play that one again. Yeah, Flow Send, you're going to win. We're going to play you again today. Well, it's a 2-hour show, so we got to anyway. Here we go. All right, 99.1 WDJY and America One Radio, Rainbow Radio, Yerg's Radio, and the rest of the Mastiff Media Network. We'll be back after this.
Hey, gang, it's Yerg's. Do you have a podcast? Of course you do. It's probably one of the reasons why you listen to us. Well, I got something for you. Flowsend.ai. All you do is take your pre-recorded data, click, drag, and drop right into the inbox for Flowsend AI. Click a button, and out comes everything that you're going to need. From the transcript to content, such as keywords, titles for your episode, the timeline, posts for LinkedIn, posts for Twitter, Instagram, other smaller platforms, all the things that it takes you hours to do in literally minutes. So go to flowsend.ai. Tell them Yerg sent you and get your subscription today. Worth every penny. Flowsend.ai.
Constant Contact. This might be one of the last commercials I do for them. Do you know why? Because Biz Growth Collective also has emailing, text messaging, all kinds of stuff that I didn't really get to talk about because I'm not finished signing up yet. But Constant Contact has a great plan going on right now. If you go to, and you can see it, I got to put it on the screen. If you go to my personal professional Facebook page and you see the name right there, Ross Yerger, not just Ross Yerger, my profile, but go to my page. The list of our affiliates is there. Use my link for Constant Contact and get 30% off your monthly membership for the next 3 months. So even if you do sign up for Biz Growth Collective, get signed up with Constant Contact and at least get started and reach out to your people. Constant Contact is a way you can collect names. Biz Growth Collective has a way you can collect names. Both of them also collect phone numbers if you're signed up for that. You can't just be collecting phone numbers and texting people from a business. There's an actual procedure you have to register yourself with. And we're doing that too. What I want to do is every time we are ready to go live, we have that list of people ready. A shout out to J-Man 323 and GJ Baker 75 on Instagram, speaking of which. But yeah, constant contact. I'm going to start texting people to say, hey, we're going live. Check us out. Because when Instagram does that too, Instagram sends you a message that Jurg, somebody you follow, is about to go live or has just gone live. Go check them out. You don't get that alert for like 10 minutes. Like I've been on for 10 minutes and you missed the first 10 minutes of, what I was talking about. There's people who are only been live for 10 minutes. So Jane Stahl is live on Instagram. Okay, check it out. Jane Stahl's not here anymore. You missed it. I just got it. Well, this texting will get it right away. And what we'll send you in that text message is the link for Jurg's radio. So you can just hear direct. Or the video feed that we also now have. And that's again through Cirrus. I guess kind of one of the reasons why we got to keep them, because that's where our video feed's from. But yeah, they're going to straighten out their customer service, or I'm not going to be stupid. I'm not going to drop $60 a month for nothing. Not for one video feeder. Come on. The system that they have that I really want to get using is their commercials. It has geofencing, which means you can be a local business here in the Tampa area that only wants to advertise in the Tampa area. Okay, I won't charge you as much as everything else. And then in the other markets, I can put something else local to that area. Or I can fill it with a national spot if I have nothing for that market. And it's just, I'm really psyched for the things that we're going to do and that we're capable of doing. So up next, let's get to Pierre's pot. Pierre is my buddy from San Francisco originally. Where's the graphic for it? Oh, that's video. From San Francisco originally, now in Philadelphia. He has a show on 93.3 WMMR and has been there since 1981. He does a thing where he does a toast of the morning sauce, which of course is coffee, in the direction of a good citizen. And of course, today's good citizen, or friend of the show, John Kersey from Build a Space. Go to builda.space, not .com, just builda.space. That's the address. And his company take you through his new project, Biz Growth Collective, which, I'm in love with. I'm going to definitely be playing with that most of the evening tonight after I get back from Clearwater and get my washer today and spend the rest of the week hooking the washer and dryer. So today's toast of the morning sauce. I got a new mug, by the way. Oh, I got to put that up too. Hold on there, John. Go to buyblacket.com. The URL or the QR code is on your screen, but it's an easy one. Buy, B-U-Y, Blacket, the color ETT.com/Jurgs. And get this very coffee mug. All I need, coffee and my dog. The other one I got, it says, all I want to do is drink wine and pet my dog. That's from Philip Blackett. He'll be with me on on Wednesday for Translating Trump. But back to John. Today's toast of the morning sauce is in your direction. You've got a great product, great service, great platform. I'm really excited to be using it. And cheers. Well done. And I'll be definitely talking to you in the very near future all over again. In fact, I need to message him today too. Oh, because it's going to be such a long day. I got like flaking or something. It is going to be such a long day because he's going to be looking at my websites as well. I think it's just what really upset me, and not really upset me, but it just kind of was disappointing with Limit Break Digital. They did such a cool website. And I gave them probably a year of advertising. And Yergs.com is down right now because it needs some sort of upgrade on WordPress. And he gave me a price. It's not bad. And I could pay it. But I haven't talked to the guy in pretty much a year, for which I've been doing ads for him. And he gave me that price. I'm like, well, if I can pay that, but if that's all it is to get me back online, shouldn't I just get back online? I've been talking you up for the past year. And I haven't been sending you updates to the site, like data, which is my own fault. I get that. But now your product is suffering because you didn't reach out to me either. So I got a neighbor who does SEO and web development. But he sources his web development out. This guy, John, the CEO of the company, also does most of the development, which obviously as they grow, that's going to change. But still, he's going to have a much more hands-on working relationship with everything we're doing here at Mastiff Media and Up the Middle and Both Sides Now and Translating Trump and Friday Fights. And, so it's going to be an active role. When I say, hey, this, that, or the other thing needs to be updated, he's probably going to know it already because he's either going to be listening or, he's just going to be in the loop of everybody that's working on whatever. And as I send them episodes for, mine is called How to Podcast from Home with Yergs. I just did something simple as far as a title, but how to is a huge search thing on YouTube, which is obviously where this is also going to go, and into other podcast platforms. How to podcast. Everybody's doing a podcast. I did a presentation like I talked about in the first hour. I did a presentation on why to do a podcast, and that's going to be one of the episodes. So, yeah. I'm just really excited for what 2025 is going to bring. I'm really excited for the hurdles that I conquered or am still conquering from 2024. And John Kersey, co-founder and CEO of Build a Space, and BizGrowth Collective. Thanks for your newfound support and continued support. And the deal that he gave me was pretty odd. Like he's going to rebuild both Mastiff.media and Yergs.com because of me. We've got, I'm not going to say all the details of it, but we're going to really help each other out. And I'm going to do what I can to help them, especially with the podcast, like some behind the scenes stuff. And yeah, I'm excited for it. So yeah, one more time. John Kersey. I should put that up too. See if he's got a thing here. Or blog services. So they do SEO also. They do some. We got to add Pasco County. I got to add this to my Facebook groups too. I said, follow. Where's his face? I'll put his face while I do the toast to him. Wasn't in that one. Was it the get in touch? Huh. Where'd you go, John? Where you at? There he is. Well, is that a... Well, that's everybody. Head of sales, head of outreach. They're down here somewhere. Tillman and Trudy are down here somewhere, according to him. Should have put a better picture up of him, though. Well, I do his big toast. About us. That must have been one I was just on. No, because he's not on this one at all. Where the hell was he? Growth strategy, sales and customer engagement, technology innovation, legal compliance, business operation, financial guidance. So this is some like filler stuff too. That's funny. But where was the part where was his other good headshot? Oh, it's in the starting the business part. Okay, well, there he is. Co-founder and CEO, John Kersey. Set me up with Biz Growth Collective and his company, Builda.space. Go to Builda.space and find out what he can do with your projects. But today's toast of the morning sauce is in your direction, pal. Thanks for everything. Thanks for a strong wrap up in 2024 and a great start to 2025. All right, well, we come back, morning motivation, and we're going to wrap up and get out of here. 99.1 WDJY and the rest of the Mastiff Media Network. Ken checking in. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, Ken, you got to, if you have your own LLC, reach out to these people. I'll put it in the show notes or I'll email it to you. But I definitely got to start sharing with this with my Florida peeps. So yeah, 99.1 WDJY and the rest of the Mastiff Media Network. We'll be back after this real short one. You think I'd have a video set up and ready? There it is. Here's Aroma by Peter.
Hey gang, does your house smell nasty? Do you want to freshen it up a little bit? Go to aromabypeter.com. Check out all of Peter's candles. It's what we burn here in Studio Yergs. I'm burning right now leather scented candle. That's right, leather scented. So go to aromabypeter.com/Yergs and check out his candles today.
I'm Jane Stahl, retired English teacher, and with my BFF, Susan Bebeck, we manage Studio B Fine Art Gallery in Boyertown, Pennsylvania. We showcase the art of hundreds of local artists, publish books of the poetry, prose, and art of local writers, offer classes, art parties, workshops, discussion groups, catered dinners. We've even hosted a wedding. And we're here to be the go-to place for friendship, learning, and fun in our community. Virtual tours of our exhibits are available right here on Yergs Radio. Let us introduce you to some amazing art and artists.
Check out Jane Stahl and everyone at Studio B in Boyertown, Pennsylvania. Please visit our YouTube channel, Talk TV 24. How's your website doing? I'll tell you how mine's doing. It's awesome.
Yeah, we got to kind of cut that one. So, fitting, yesterday, a gentleman I've had the honor of putting my life on the line for left us at the age of 100. And wasn't, as it would be the case for any single term president, was not regarded as the best president, but he was one of the best people. And Jimmy Carter, at the age of 100, October 1st, 1924 to December 29th, 2024. When asked by his son earlier this year, right before his birthday, he was asked if he wanted to hang around until he reached 100. Jimmy Carter's answer was no. I want to hang around to be able to vote for Kamala Harris. And he did. And yesterday, oh, my dog's dreaming. At least he's sleeping better. Yesterday, he left us with these, among other words of wisdom. Homosexuality was well known in the ancient world, well before Christ was born. And Jesus never said a word about homosexuality. In all of his teaching about multiple things, he never said that gay people should be condemned. And the caption then further reads, "This is what a real Christian sounds like." And he was. Taught Sunday school in his church till way into his senior years. After his presidency, continued to be a diplomat all over the world. Then got involved with Habitat for Humanity, where he helped build houses for people who needed them. He did just, do commercials and throw some money at it. He went overseas and helped build houses and got his hands dirty. I mean, that's cool. I certainly don't want to do that. I'll just send money. But no, seriously. I had the opportunity to protect him in the San Francisco field office. And I'm happy to say that I got in a fight with the winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. That, of course, again, Jimmy Carter. We in the Secret Service like to goof on each other and play practical jokes. And I gave his detail a briefing of the visit. I said, here's the gate. I'm going to see you at this gate. Here's pictures of the venue. Here's pictures of the hotel where you're staying at. Brand new hotel. And we watched it being built right down the street from our office. And I was the first Secret Service agent to ever work a site in that hotel. I gotta map it and find out what that was. Oh, beautiful place. Loved it. It's small. I would say in the 3 stories, there may be 2, 4. There may be 24 rooms in the whole place. Maybe. Beautiful lobby, bar and restaurant, outdoor seating, indoor seating, good combination of both. It was actually like the hip place for people to hang out at, a hotel bar. But this one, it was right on the Embarcadero in San Francisco. And I was the first site agent to work that place. We gave him a box of books that we bought that he wrote to be autographed. And it was waiting in his suite when he got there with a note, "Would you please autograph?" And each book at the right page had a tag to whom it should be autographed, blah, blah, blah. Jimmy Carter. He was not in there 10 minutes. He comes out holding the box, and I was actually the one on the door at the time. I turned around, there he's standing with this box, and I'm sorry, sir, were there too many? He says, "No, I'm finished." And I didn't know what to say. I said, "Well, thank you very much, sir." And I took the box and had somebody else replace me on the door, took it into the security room. I'm like, there's no way. We just lost 99-1. As I'm rambling, there's no way that these are nice signatures. And turns out, yeah, they were. Beautiful handwriting, legible, could read everything. And the whole box was done happily. And so we like to play jokes on each other and practical joke type thing. So I gave the detailed photos and a whole PowerPoint briefing of the visit. He arrives on a commercial flight. He comes walking out. I'm talking to the shift that's with him on the radio. We're coming out. And he's walking, carrying his own bag, his own rollerboard. Right? The former president of the United States is carrying his own luggage. So I stick my hand out to him and I say, "Can I take that from you, Mr. President?" And he kind of very angrily says, "No." I go, "Okay." And I look over at my supervisor, who kind of goes, "Oh, okay, whatever." I look back at the detail leader, what we call the DL, detail, not down low, but detail leader. He's laughing his ass off. And that's when I learned, I didn't even learn this in history class with a degree in presidential history. I didn't even know this. But that's where I learned that even when he was president, he would load the limo with his own luggage. Like, he was not beyond carrying his own luggage. Sadly, there was also kind of one of the faults in that, dude, you're the president of the United States. You got more important things to do. You really do have more important things to do. But not for him. He was always that down to earth that he wasn't beyond carrying his own luggage. And this is the type of things he says. So rest in peace, Jimmy. It was an honor. Still always will be. And I know you're happier now. You're back with Rosie. And that's it. We're going to get out of here. buyblacket.com/Yergs. Get some updated. And I think it's like 10 or 15% if you use that link. And great prices in the first place, but lots of really cool shirts, mugs, hoodies, jackets, sweatpants, shorts, boxers, whatever. Go to buyblacket.com/Yergs and place your order and use that link for, I got to ask him because I should put it in the notes here on my list, but it's like 10 or 15% off. So, yeah, do that. We'll get rid of that one. I don't think the aromabypeter.com/Yergs works anymore. So we might be getting rid of him too. I'm going to reach out and, say, hey, what's going on? Also on that list, Restream.io, Capital One credit cards. What's in your wallet, right? I'm sponsored by Capital One and Chase Bank. You can get $300 back for qualified people when you sign up for Chase Checking. Use that link on the Facebook page, Ross Yergs Yerger, just like it was down here. I think I get rid of it when I share screens, but there you go. You see it on the screen, Ross Yergs Yerger. Go to that page, not my profile, that page for this whole list. Rumble, if you want to subscribe to the paid version of Rumble, Podmatch, Momentum Fitness and Wellness, all of them. They're right there, and they will be back on yergs.com when that is back up and running. All right, gang, I've got to get out of here. I've got a dog to hug. Poor thing. He breaks my heart when he coughs like this. Not his fault, but yeah. And anybody that's listening that needs any of this information, whether I got to get rid of that too. Whether it is the links for Biz Growth Collective, I'm going to burp my coffee up now. BIZ Growth Collective.com. Sign up for that. I'm telling you, that's not going to be a bad use of your time. Ausha.co, AUSHA.co. If you're starting up a new podcast, that would be a great place for you to host it. I love it already. And Builda.space, excellent consulting in business and other startup and tech websites, SEO, and so on. And there's also my neighbor. I'm going to, use his SEO as well. And once we get set up, I'll give you that information too. All right, everybody. Really cool show. Great talk today. Thanks for Ken, Lars, and Sportcat for reaching out in the chat. Let's see who was over on Instagram. J-Man, GJ Baker, and Soiree. Thanks, guys. I'll reach out to you on there. I always message people on Instagram, thanking them for showing up and reminding them that we'll be back tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow. It'll just be me, just be an hour, but it'll be politics and also good stuff. So check in then. That's it, gang. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for going with us up the middle and to take a look at both sides now. See you tomorrow. Turn the volume up. There it is.